Okay, today we are playing a game on Route 66, we are in the Gold SR range, and we will be playing Genji the entire way through. And there's not really anything else to say, so we'll just start the game. So we're defending first, we're pretty far up, but it's hard for us to get punished for this because we are playing Genji. As long as no one comes around the corner and one-shots us, basically, we'll be pretty much good. So we're just going to do some poking, some prodding, you know, as Genji does. There's nothing else for us to be doing right now. So we see Reinhardt drop pretty low, so we go in real hard for this kill suddenly. Oh, it's because our man got stuck up here. I was like, why did Batista throw the lamp over here? Because our Orisa is currently in the fucking mine right now, which is, you know, pretty good, pretty optimal right there. How low did Ryan actually drop? Did he drop? Because he did lose a lot of health very suddenly. Yeah, it's not unimaginable. We did mess it up a little bit by overshooting the target. And then did we actually just punch him as well? While we were like, yeah, we're like enough in his model that we could have gone for the right click into his head at that point, but instead we just like punched him and then disengaged. We weren't gonna get the kill regardless at that point, but if you're gonna go for like the last hit on a tank, like meleeing the tank very frequently doesn't work. So we keep shooting at the Reinhardt right here. We, like, missed him, so that's cool. But, like, we just gave Zarya a bunch of extra charge right here, shooting at her bubble. And also, like, we would rather Reinhardt stay asleep, because us doing this to him is just gonna, like, wake him up immediately and do, like, a bit of chip damage. And we didn't wake him up either way. He got splashed, which woke him up. But we just, like, gave Zarya some extra charge. So, you know, not ideal. I didn't know they had a McCree, to be honest with you. I hadn't really seen him yet. Okay, he's over there on the left-hand side. I see. Yes, I'm taking in a lot. Look, leave me alone, okay? I'm having trouble taking everything in right now. So we went in on Batista, and he's just, like, full health when we went in on him right there. And he's right next to his team, which includes Zarya and McCree. So, you know, there's a few people in there that could save his life. So that was an extremely overly optimistic attempt. We would have, going into the Batista right there. It's... You know, if you're gonna go in on a guy who's full health, you've got to be really fucking confident with what you're going for. We shouldn't have done that. That checkpoint's gone. All we did was end up dying. Maybe we probably thought our teammates were gonna come over and touch it with us, but like, no. We shouldn't have even bothered. I'm just gonna go back right now because Genji just looks really fucking offended that he's dead right now, doesn't he? Oh my god. All I wanted to do was contest the fucking point, but these savages won't let me. It's also very funny when you're just like, when you're watching the replay and the person you're spectating dies, because then it just hangs on the person's body for an uncomfortably long period of time. I find it very funny. So we've got Dragon Blade now. They don't have a defensive ultimate, so we don't really have to worry about it too much. We shouldn't have deflected right there. He was so low. Actually, wait. Could we see his health bar? Because we can, of course, see it because we're watching on the replay. No, we should be able to see it, because... I'm having a stroke right now. Don't worry about it. I fucking... Leave me alone. Alright, we've got Dragon Blade. They don't have a defensive ultimate. We don't have to worry about that. What is wrong with me? I just had another stroke right there. So we've got Dragon Blade, and they don't have a defensive ultimate. They do have Batista. He has the lamp, but the lamp isn't very good at saving you from Dragon Blade because you can just be cutting the lamp at the same time. Did McCree just start using Deadeye right as we did this? Yes, he did. We could kill again the McCree right now because we've been nano boosted. So we could look up right now at the McCree because he's literally just like right above our field of view. Cut dash, he's dead. Deadeye thereby dealt with. Instead, our gut reaction is get out of the way, go for Moira instead. The thing is with like going for Moira, she hadn't used Fade yet, had she? No, because she fades right there. So, you know, this is the thing, is that when you're going for, like, a support like this, who's got an escape with Dragon Blade, or if you're going for, like, Mercy, you know, The general plan is dash up to them, draw Dragon Blade. They're then going to either GA away from you, fade away from you, whatever, but you've reset your dash off of using Dragon Blade, so then you look for where they go and you follow them. Instead, we pulled it out and just immediately went for the Moira. Unfortunately, like, it would have actually killed her if we had the cut make contact, but we're too far away, so it doesn't actually. And now we're just kind of in here like, ah fuck, just swinging wildly into them. But hey, look at that. Everybody was suddenly purple and on fire from Ash's Dynamite as well, so everybody's dead anyway. And their Genji was apparently still alive up there trying to execute Orisa. He killed Ash, so that's probably why he was actually up there. So yes, but we should have gone for the McCree right away, because we were actually in a position to kill him while he was using Deadeye. But we were looking at the Moira. That's what we were looking at. And we also, probably our gut reaction was, fuck, I don't want to get killed by Deadeye. Which is an understandable reaction. Is this theirs? Did we bounce this back at them? We did! Woo! Feels good, man. Oh, fuck. That feels bad for them, doesn't it? Oh, that's an interesting position. Because that's ours, right? That's our Batista's wall? Yes, it is. So that's an interesting position. A little bit far up. So we get to feel like absolute gods for bouncing that one back at them, and we almost have Dragon Blade built up again as well, so everything's going really well for us right now. Look at that, wow! We got to play some Genji right there. Genji killed Genji with Bob. That's one you don't see very often, is it? Actually, I haven't seen this one. I got to see a Genji kill Torbjorn with Molten Core the other day. I actually hadn't seen that one before, so that was pretty exciting. But Genji killed Genji with Bob is definitely an unusual one. That would be a pretty... You know what would be the most sick fucking bug ever? If Genji deflecting Bob acted like Bob was a projectile, so you got to deflect Bob back into the enemy team. Wouldn't that be fucking rad? That would be a sick bug. Ever since they put that change on Ash where she's able to generate ult charge while Bob is on the field, I've longed for the day of seeing in the patch notes fixed an issue that caused Bob to sometimes generate ult charge towards Bob. That would be fucking rad. If you play an Ash, you send Bob in, he starts shooting, and you just watch the ult charge build up again immediately. That'd be incredible. Sadly, it hasn't happened yet. Man, there could be some sick bugs in this game. Tragically, none of them exist. So we're currently really close to this fucking McCree right now, which is scary, but he's currently not looking at us. Now he's looking at us. So this all just felt like really aimless, like we didn't really have a firm plan with what we were doing. We were just kind of like, I go. Because I assume our plan right here was just, like, deflect Roadhog shots back into him. He's not looking at us, so unlikely. And now we're just like, oh, I'm behind the enemy team. Oh, fuck. I guess I'll go for McCree. Oh, no, now I'm just kind of, like, in full view of the enemy team. Like, it just felt really listless and aimless. There wasn't really a lot for us to be doing at that point, because, I mean, they're all clustered together and we started losing our teammates. But I've never been a huge fan of the just, like, deflect and run up to the enemy team and just, like, hope they shoot you plan. I've never been a big fan of that one. It's one thing to, like, be standing behind your team shield, walk forward, start deflecting, right? Because they're gonna be shooting at the shield. But just, like, deflect, walk right into McCree Roadhog is just, like, asking for bad things to happen to you. Because McCree can just go, what the fuck are you doing? And throw Flashbang, like, next to you. And then, at that point, you're fucking done, basically, right? And it's just, like, one of those plays that has such a low potential payout. It's just, like, I don't see the point in, like, going for that kind of play. And we ended up just completely alone, isolated, you know. It was all very sad, very sad. So we got to use Nano Blade right there, and that was pretty sick. We killed a lot of bad men. Oh, Genji's still alive. So, dashing right here, like, this only helps to do this. I like how Genji's hand is currently in 2 places right now. That's pretty sick. This only works if this Genji is extremely low health right now, which is unlikely to be the case, seeing as it looked like he was just arriving to the fight. And now we can't use our dash to follow him. So, if you're the Genji versus Genji matchup, you know, you're waiting to use the dash to execute the guy if he starts deflecting at you, or to chase him if he starts, like, getting away from you, if you dropped him low. You don't want to just, like, see him and then be like, dash, unless you know the dude is low health. Still trying to get the Genji, deflecting at Genji, meh, you know, low chance of working. Yeah, we're really just, like, hopping around in front of this Roadhog, so he's just like, I'm gonna fucking get you, bro. It's a it's a risky spot to be in. No cover next to us. We're just kind of like in the middle of the street. We've got hops, so you know we can try and like dodge the guy. But at the same time, even if you're playing a hero like Genji, like who's very mobile, hard to hit boy, you still don't want to just be out in open space. You still want to be playing around cover as much as possible because I mean, what if you need to get to cover, basically? Even if you're a tank or using a shield, you should still be positioning near cover as much as you can, because a lot of things can very suddenly go wrong and need you to get behind a wall. So it behooves you to be near a wall or something that you can use as cover most of the time. And you just can't trust those dirty shield tanks, dude. So right now, we're just hopping around in the middle of the entire enemy team right now, and we know that their team has McCree and Roadhog, so this is very risky. We're just like in the middle of open space. There's no reason for us to be this close to them, really, because Genji doesn't have fall-off damage, and all we're doing is shooting into a shield right there. So we could have been doing exactly what we were doing right there, behind Orisa's shield, and we would have been accomplishing the exact same thing with no risk of suddenly dying. So, just be careful, basically, where you're standing. Even if you're playing a hero where you're like, nah, you know, I don't give a fuck about shields. You still care about covering shields even if you're playing a flanker. It's still scary to just be out in the middle of open space. So we got Earth Shattered right there. Life is very sad sometimes like that. We were trying to disengage to get some health. We did not get away, as evidenced by the fact we fucking died. We've got Dragon Blade again. Oh, we managed to kill Reinhardt! Wow, that was pleasantly surprising. So at this point, half their team's dead. We've got Dragon Blade, but we shouldn't need to use it anymore. The execution on that one left something to be desired. Like, we could have killed Moira right there. Yeah, that was unfortunate, just like dashing into the door frame. Did we actually fan? Or did we... Yeah, we did fan, we just missed, and at that point we're like, ooh, scary, we just disengage instead. Yeah, you know, just execution. We could have killed the guy, but we missed the shot towards the end, where we, like, fanned, but didn't get a good enough shot in to actually kill the Moira. If you don't kill Moira quickly, it starts getting very scary very fast, so, you know... So we saw Orisa drop the bongo, and we just decided to go hard immediately, as you do. We hope McCree kills himself right there. He did not. Now it's just us and McCree. Oh, no, nope, there Genji's still alive as well. Oh, God, oh, no. Oh, okay, Genji's lower than I thought he was, alright. When we used the second dash to try to hit the Genji, I was like, oh, God, if this Genji is, like, full health, we're pretty much hosed. But he was actually low enough that he disengaged as well. Now, we should not be chasing this Genji, because our whole team's dead right now. Their whole team also died, but their whole team died first, and their spawn's closer. So they're going to be getting back a lot faster than our teammates are. So us going this far up with 90 health, and then we just stay around here as well. Like, then we just hang out even once we see them start arriving. We've got to disengage and heal at that point, because we're at 90 health, and our teammates, Lord knows how long they're going to be before they get back to us still. Not fast enough, as we saw. So they have a Mei now instead of a McCree. This is, you know, better in some ways and worse in others. Mei is inconvenient to us, but she can't just, like, immediately kill us like McCree can, so... If we're a little careful, we can avoid it at least, but she's still generally very inconvenient. So their Genji started using Dragon Blade. It's, I mean, fair enough to like come over this way. But then we start coming back again while Genji is still using Dragon Blade. So, you know, we get away from the guy coming over this way and we like can have a go at killing the baby diva. But then, once baby diva's running into Genji with Dragon Blade, there's no point us chasing that diva at that point because we're just going to chase her right into the Dragon Blade, and then Genji's gonna kill us, which is what happened. So at that point, we're better staying on the other side of the enemy team, waiting for our team to start regrouping, and then we can like try and kill their backline once our team starts regrouping a little bit, rather than just dying to the Dragon Blade. There's the case to be made that we might have just died regardless, so us dying faster at least gets us back to our team faster, which is also true enough, but I'm pretty sure we could have gotten away from the guy. So here, we're not respecting Mei. We have to respect Mei, we have no choice in the matter, especially once we've just used our dash. If we've got our dash ready, it's very difficult for Mei to kill us unless we just like fuck up using our dash, basically. But once our dash is on cooldown, we need to be super careful about approaching Mei because now we can't get away from her. And when a Mei locks eyes with a Genji, Mei's only thinking about one thing. It's freeze that motherfucking Genji. That's all she's gonna be thinking about. We were like really desperate to deflect that orb right there as well. Didn't work. Tragically, also, even though that orb went through their Batista's amplification matrix, it's no longer damage boosted for us if we deflect it, because once Genji deflects a projectile, it becomes his projectile, so if we aren't damage boosted, it's no longer damage boosted. Very sad. As sick as it would be to deflect the enemy Reinhardt's Fire Strike after, like, he throws it through the Matrix and then we deflect it back at him and one-shot his teammates, that would be fucking sick, dude. Tragically, it doesn't work like that. Unfortunate, I know. Imagine if you imagine if, like, it held the damage boost. So just, like, optimal situation, right? You're, like, deflecting Fire Strike back between two Genjis, between two amplification matrices. So it's double damage again, deflect it back, double damage again, and you just watched it kill the entire team in one shot. Including, like, the fucking Primal Rage Winston. Wouldn't that be rad to see in an ideal world? Tragically, not the case. Anyway, we have Dragon Blade now. We're using Dragon Blade. I don't know, I just keep thinking about all these things, like, imagine if you could deflect Bob, dude. Wouldn't that be fucking radical? Imagine if you could just, like, infinitely double the damage on a Fire Strike until it one-shotted Primal Rage Winston with Sound Barrier on him. Fucking imagine it, dude. I don't know why, I just keep thinking about these things today. I did have 2 strokes earlier, though, so perhaps that's something to do with it. So anyway, now we're going to be attacking the enemy team. I always find this is a... Sorry, I just banged the table. I always find this is a really scary map to start attacking on because I feel like there's a 50% chance you're going to round the first corner and just see a bastion right there, you know? It feels like one of those maps because the attacking team has to turn around a pretty blind corner. Luckily for us, there's no bastion here today, so we don't have to worry about that. So what are we doing right now? Trying to get that Genji. Not worth the effort of trying, really. Like, this is the thing with, like, any flanker versus another flanker matchup, really. Like, Tracer versus Tracer, Genji versus Tracer, Genji versus Genji. Is this one of those things that just, like, it's so unlikely to work out. Like, what usually happens is just both Genjis, both Tracers end up wasting massive amounts of time not killing anybody. I find it's best to just avoid that matchup unless the other person makes a point of, like, forcing it on you. If, like, the Genji is after your ass constantly, then, like, you're gonna have to fight the guy. But outside of that, like, I find it best to just ignore him. There's just usually something you can be doing more productive with your time. Like, us fighting Genji, fuck that, dude. I'd rather be shooting a tank to be building ult charge rather than, like, fucking around with the enemy team's Genji. It's not worth it, dog. So I went back here to see why we died. I mean, obviously we got fucking shot, right? Yeah, we're just, like, hanging out in, like, full view of the enemy team again, because, like, we're just, like, in the middle of the street right now. We got the payload next to us that we can jump behind, at least, so there's that, but we are currently 100 health. So what we should be thinking about right now is just disengaging and healing, because this is random one-shot territory, and we're looking at a Junkrat, king of random one-shots. No, that's not true. That's Hanzo. Prince of random one-shots. So we should just be disengaging. And we've got our dash up right now, so we could have just looked over to the left, dashed around the corner, get healed, and then come back out and start poking at the enemy team again, rather than hanging out in front of them like that. I don't know if the small health kit was up. We could have gone for the small health kit if that was up as well, but I'm not sure if that was up or not, and I'm not going to go back like 20 seconds to find out. So anyway, fight was happening in our absence. It didn't go well for our team, as we can see. Here comes their Genji. Now he's like kind of forcing it on us, but I mean, both of us just like used our dashes really early. We thought about chasing him. That would not be a good idea when we have 66 health, but we did not continue to it, so that's okay. Just like get back to full health. Like, it was going to take us half a second to get back to full health, which is, it's worth it, right? Like, we are now only slightly healthier than a Tracer. Like, I'd rather just spend the extra half second to get to full health, rather than going out there with 25 missing health, you know? Like, okay, we got healed. At last I looked at our health bar, we had 30 health, and I just saw us going towards the Moira's orb. I was like, oh god, no, please. No, we got healed. It's okay. So he deflected. Did the Flyer Strike actually hit anybody? It hit someone. Oh, that could have been a lot of ult charge right there. Fire Strike is a really sick projectile to try and deflect back into the enemy team. You can build a lot of ult charge deflecting that one back at them. So I understand why we went for this, because we see the amplification matrix and we decide to go up to it and start deflecting. The thing is that none of these people are that exciting to deflect their projectiles back at them. I'd rather just get out of the way of the amplification matrix because we've got 100 health right now. If I saw Reinhardt start swinging, or start winding up his Fire Strike, then I'd be more interested in doing that, because even though we're not going to deflect it back at him damage boosted, it still removes his damage boosted Fire Strike from the map, right? So that would be worth it just to block it. And here we've cornered ourselves now. We're playing really aggro right now with both our cooldowns not up. And we stick ourselves in this corner, so they're just like, what the fuck is this Genji doing, dude? And they come in and murder us. There's a ledge right there that we could have tried to wall climb up of to get away from them, but we just went like really aggro with both our cooldowns up, and both our cooldowns down, rather. And, yeah, cornered ourselves. Like, we can try and double jump up the ledge, but we just put ourselves in a real awkward position right there with no cooldowns. So we've almost got Dragon Blade built up again. They still don't have a defensive ultimate, so we still don't have to worry about, like, when we start using it or anything outside of, like, comboing it with our Ana's Nano Boost. Here we go. We jump in. Oh, fuck. Riptire. That was really anticlimactic, wasn't it? Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that to happen either. So, very sad day. Oh, fuck, we still won the fight? Wow, that's incredible. Everybody, like, died as well. Amazing. Ashe was just out here all by her lonesome, still pushing the payload. What an absolute titan. So this, like, honestly, the trap, like, didn't really hinder Bob particularly. It kind of stopped him in a pretty good spot right there. Dude, that's always the worst. To, like, when, like, McCree flashbangs Bob while he's running by, because, you know, that's, like, your gut reaction. But you end up flashbanging Bob in, like, a really optimal spot for Bob, and if you just let him run past, he would have, like, run off the map or something. That's always the worst. That's just the worst. I play a lot of Ashe, so frequently I'm on the beneficiary side of it, so that's nice. Why the fuck did I phrase it like that? Anyway, So that's always pretty sick when it happens for me, but it's always very sad for the McCree. Careful where you flashbang the enemy's Bob. You might make it better for Bob. So that fight just started going really badly, really quickly. Really badly, really quickly. Yeah, we shouldn't re-engage at this point. Half our team's dead. Like, we're closing in on the enemy team. Like, we're getting real close to them. We dash right through them. Half our team was dead by this point. We shouldn't have been doing that anymore. Like, we'd be poking and prodding at them from kind of far away still. Genji can poke and prod from mad far away, so we could be doing that. But we, like, continually kept getting closer to the guy as well. So, it's the enemy team, rather, not even the guy. Which didn't exactly pay off very well. Gotta be careful when we pick our moment. So I guess I lied to you. We are playing a little bit of fire right here at the end. But you saw the time left on the video. So that was all pretty sick. We shot those boys pretty good. So the enemy team, they don't have anything that counters us right now. So we don't have to worry about how we're positioning. Because there's nothing they can... There's no hit scan DPS. Now there is. Immediately there, Genji changed to soldier. Because what we were doing right there was, like, very scary positioning-wise, because we were just out in open space. But the enemy team, they've got no hit scan, so we don't have to worry about it. They've got, like, we can hover out in open space, no big deal. So here, we've not been managing our fuel too well, and now we've, like, put ourselves right on top of the bad man. And we, like, hang out right next to him for a while as well. It is scary to Goomba Stomp a tank, because you're gonna have to Goomba Stomp them for a while before it takes, and someone like Toes only has to vaguely hit in our direction. And then at this point it's like, oh god, very scary, and by the time we jump away from him, we're low enough that Soldier doesn't have to work very hard to kill us anymore. So be careful about Goomba Stomping the tanks, especially someone like Toes, who's going to do like a lot of damage to you very quickly if he gets the shot in on you. I forgot this was like in German, so I just saw hat, and I was like, wait, what? We got hats now? We're playing TF2? That would be sick. Tragically, no. No hats for us. 10 video game characters that react to you being a creep. Well, that's an obvious one. What else has to be in that video? 2B from Nier Automata has to be in there. If you try and look up at her skirt, she bats the camera away. I can't think of anybody else offhand. Maybe I'll watch it, just because it's nice trivia to have in the back of the mind. Yes, I follow all of these people. Amazing. Good job. Danny Rage moments, yes. Anyway, so what stood out the most in that game? I'm having a stroke again. Basically, like, positioning-wise, like, we're spending a lot of time just in open space, just, like, in full view of the enemy team in the middle of the street, not playing around cover, which ended up us getting punished a few times. Not prioritizing healing when we're low health, thereby ending up with us getting randomly one-shot, or just like overstaying our welcome while we're low health, thereby dying as a result of that, and just choosing some really bad times to go in for a poke, or for a skirmish, like right towards the end where half our team dies and we still just like walk right into the backside of the entire enemy team, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? So positioning, mostly, and then choosing bad moments, not prioritizing healing. That's all the stuff that stood out the most in that game. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shit posts with us. I start streaming on Twitch Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8 p.m. EST till midnight EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful. God, that was a bad video.